Welcome back, Rockstars, to some more Scape and Run Parasites. Today's gonna be a super exciting day because we're finally gonna start diving into Tinker's Construct. So we have a lot of possibilities here with these tools. Now, a lot of people have recommended Tinker's Construct specifically for weapons against the parasites, our handheld weapons like to replace our sword. Now, while I personally believe that Project E is gonna be a stronger alternative to manual weapons for our physical attack like a sword, I do think that the ability to make bows and crossbows, the bows and crossbows are gonna be a lot stronger than anything we could make or enchant with the current mods that we have. So this is a great time to really get into it. So to do this, we need to start off with a couple of patterns, which I believe if we throw wood planks with sticks, we get, yes, patterns right here. All right, so next up, we're gonna need a stencil table, which is just a pattern in a wood plank, which is super easy. All right, so that gives us the stencil table that we need. So let's go ahead, and I actually don't have the space for this. So I've been thinking about replacing this house with something that's technically more protective, mainly just getting reinforced blocks on here. And I think I'm about to do that because I need a place for the entire smeltery. I could also go underground, I guess. It's not like we don't have a whole lot of space that's pretty well protected underground, so we could have something under there. Actually, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I think if we dig down right here, we should be good, and this way I can have plenty of space overall, and we can have our own actual straight up smelting section or Tinker's Construct room in general, which would be extremely helpful, especially so I don't have to destroy a whole lot. Okay, so we've got a little area down here. Luckily, it's just a tube since we can fly, and it's just a massive reinforced obsidian square. We didn't really need much else, just enough space to make a good sized smeltery when we get there. Alright, so next up we should need a part builder, and if I believe correctly, it's a log with a stencil pattern or a pattern on top. Yep, and that gives us part builder. So we have stencil table and part builder. Alright, so next up, if we take this crafting table with another one of our patterns or blank patterns here, and that gives us tool station. So we have our first three actual pieces of this that we need. Let's go ahead and get these set up down here somewhere. So I think we're gonna put these guys over here on the left side and put a regular crafting table over here. All right, so we should be able to take the gravel, the clay, and this sand and make grout. Okay, grout, perfect. So we have two different ways we can make it. Let's go ahead and make it this way so we can get rid of all the excess clay that we have in that section, which actually have an EMC value, which is perfect for us. It saves us just a lot of time in general. All right, see, we need a lot of this grout because when we throw it into here, you're gonna see when this stuff smelts up, it actually becomes what we know as seared bricks. Oh yes, seared bricks have an EMC value, so I don't even have to worry about actually smelting up a massive amount of grout. Beautiful. Okay, so with these seared bricks, we're gonna go ahead and make a couple of blocks and whatnot, and I also need some glass real quick. All right, so I believe it's a 4x4 or 2x2. That gives us, yes, just a solid seared brick block, and then if we go in a 8 corner, or not a corner, a 3x3, but we leave out the middle, and that gives us our good old smeltery controller. And now if we do the exact same thing for the controller, except we toss the glass in the middle, and that gives us our seared tank. Perfect. All right, so let's get this started by setup. I think we're gonna throw it in this corner over here, and there's a lot of different sizes you can technically make this. I think we're gonna go for a classic 3x3 situation. So 3 of these guys on each side should do it. Next up, we're gonna put the controller here in the middle, and then we also want the seared tank over here, I do believe. All right, so after this, I think we actually need this to be seared bricks as well, so we're gonna go ahead and mine up this little corner here. All right, so now that we have the basics right here, I gotta make sure I do this right because we're gonna need faucets and whatnot to make sure however this stuff pours out. But first, we need to continue building it. So let's go ahead and let's just build it up extremely high. So now we've got this completely filled up as much as we can. Well, basically, technically, we could rise it to the top, but we probably won't be using that much materials. All right, so now that we have all this stuff set up, we only need a couple more things before we really start pouring things into the smeltery and figuring out how this all works. So to start off, we need to go ahead and take a few more seared bricks, and I think it's this pattern if we create a U with the bricks. Okay, so that gives us the casting basin. I think that's exactly what we were looking for. That's just not the, I think we were going for the table. Oh, the table's in the opposite direction. I'll get both of them. I know the table works. I don't know about the basin. Okay, so next up we need a casting channel, which is really easy. We just get a few of those by actually making a baby U. Okay, so now I think what we do is we go ahead and place this here, and then we can place this here, and that should, oh, did that not work? Can we place it against the block? Okay, maybe I'm not doing this right. That doesn't exactly seem to connect very well. Alright, so we crafted up some faucets instead of channels, and ooh, there we go. That's exactly what we want. So we wanted the faucet and not the channel. Cast items using molten metals from a smeltery. That's the exact same definition as a casting table. So is there a difference between these? Are they the exact same item? I literally have no idea. Okay, but now we should technically have everything that we need. So we're gonna go grab, I guess, a few diamonds and iron to start off with for something to smelt in the table to get out this works and actually figure out how these patterns work. All right, so we're gonna toss 3 diamond blocks in here and get these things smelted up for us. There we go. So they actually cool. They appear here or behind here, and they're gonna start smelting in here. Hi, buddies. Now, okay, so we wanted to work on a bow basically. So let's see. What do you technically need for a bow? Or this is a short bow. I think there are more tools you can make. Oh yeah, because there's a tool forge, which is like, I guess, the upgrade version of a tool station. So we need 4 blocks of iron, seared road bricks, which is a big deal, and a tool station. Okay, so this is not going to be problematic literally whatsoever. We just got to get these things to smelt up, and I don't know how long it's going to take to smelt diamonds. Okay, that's exactly what it is. The tool forge allows us a lot of different diversity. It allows us more weapons. So this is the tool station, and then this is the tool forge. So instead of just a short bow, we also have the long bow and the crossbow available. Oh, there's a shuriken? That's kind of neat. All right, well, let's just understand how these parts all come together. So I'm still very new to this. So let's craft a longbow. So we need 2 of these little pieces, and then this piece plus whatever that is. I have no idea. Oh, these are the names of the components. 2 bow limbs, a large plate, and bowstring. I'm glad there's actual names. Okay, so bowstring pattern. There we go. Okay, so next up we need a large plate pattern. Perfect. And then we need 2 more of the last piece. Okay, so there we go. 2 of these bow limbs, and that gives us all the parts that we're supposed to have to be able to craft this. You know, I'm a big idiot because I put no fuel, aka lava, in this thing at all to power it. I'm such an idiot. So it seems that, you know, diamond is just not smeltable. So maybe it was just when I was doing research, it was an older block. So yeah, these can't be smelted whatsoever. Not a big deal. At least we have a bunch of gold and iron in here. Okay, so now we also need to make sure we get this right. So we need one of these stencils. Okay, so we got some obsidian so we can test everything out. So boom, a obsidian bowline. We will take that. Oh, I only needed to make one of those actual patterns. Wow, that would have been nice to know. Okay, so next up, a large plate pattern. We will take one of those as well as everything else that we need. All right, does bowstring count as something different? Do I actually need string to craft this? I'll figure that out in a second. I'm just glad we're making progress on figuring out how some of these things work. And that's exactly what it is. Okay, so string, bowstring, we've got that perfect. So now we know how the basics work. So I just have to make sure everything works right. Okay, so now do I throw these together in here, or do I actually put them together in the molds? Technically, we have all the pieces. Is this work, or am I supposed to put molds down to get that? Okay, I can make an obsidian longbow. So level clumsy though. That's so very interesting. Okay, but before we do this, I also want to test something out. So when I was looking this stuff up, I remembered the guy putting stuff here, right? And then he's gonna right click this. Actually, I guess I should choose. Let's go with gold. Yeah. And can you activate? How do we get this to work? I cannot get the said faucet to work, and I don't understand why. I'm probably having the wrong block on the side of it because I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. But we can go ahead and make our obsidian longbow. Okay, so that's the start of it. Now I do want to test some things. Now I know once you have a tool, you can still upgrade it somehow. So which station would that be? I think it's just any of them. So if we throw this in here, right? So let's just get a single piece of redstone that goes in there. That is a -1, a bonus damage. Okay, so it actually increases haste, but it loses its damage. That's interesting. What if we throw some quartz on there? What does that do? Its sharp goes up. Bonus damage -1. Oh no, its damage goes up. Attack 4.58 after we put that in there. I don't understand what the bonus damage drop is, but so if we throw 24 quartz in here and we can get an obsidian longbow, that's a little bit better overall. Okay, and I think I have to have the custom areas, but considering the fact that we've got a smeltery set up and I actually have somewhat idea of what I'm doing, let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think the best combination of weapons for the actual crafting with this is? Because you guys have a lot more experience with crafting the different materials, so what would you think the best bow combination is? And I'll see you guys all next time, Rockstars. Peace.